Going live. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to another live commentary. This one is the sequel to the 2010 hit from Screen Summit Entertainment, Red 2. Yeah, the last one in the Red franchise. This is the Blu-ray. I'm seeing the DVD version. Another movie to do in honor of Bruce Willis's career because I miss him already. This one's about an hour and 50 some minutes as well. The running time. Hold on. Subtitles. An hour and 56 minutes. So it's almost as long as the first one. So let's get started. I'm glad that these movies are under 2 hours, though, because a lot of Bruce Willis movies are over 2 hours. Hey, John Avenger fan 2021. You just made it. The movie's started now. There's a Summit Entertainment logo. Thanks for that. There's the DC logo. Yes, this is a DC property, but it's not a superhero movie. DC Comics, yeah. I didn't know it was a DC comic. Just like with the Watchmen. Mm-hmm. We'll never get a Red 3, but at least we got Red 2, so. The same cast from the first one, except for Morgan Freeman. He doesn't come back because he died in the first one. There's a Mary Louise Parker, yeah. You got some new faces here. Anthony Hopkins, of course, you know he's going to play. It was so predictable, even in the theater. Helen Mirren comes back, has more screen time in this one. They're in Costco. Captain Zeta-Jones, she's a new addition in the. There's Bong Hyun Lee. He was the Asian guy from the Storm Shadow from the first 2 G.I. Joe films. Good actor. Avengers and Justice League crossover. No, it's never going to happen. Brian Cox comes back. Yeah, I forgot that he was in. Yeah, she needs to be in more films, Mary Louise Parker, because we don't get to see her much. Instead, Neil Madonna, no, I'm sick of him playing villains. He's been typecast as a villain ever since that Street Fighter movie in 2009. Also, you have David Thewlis in a cameo in this movie. He was in Harry Potter and Dragonheart. At least Willis retired with some dignity. There's Malkovich again. No pig. I know, Bruce Willis, you're retired. I've been to a Costco. I just don't buy stuff there because you need a membership. I bought stuff at BJ's and went back in the 2010s. What if the MCU made a Fury movie? Well, they're doing. He's going to be in Secret Invasion. At least I got the original cast back here. Alan Silvestri comes back to do the music. It's a different director this time, though. Is Dean Parasot instead of Robert Schwenke was doing R.I.P.D., which is way worse than this movie. There's the first explosion of the movie, among many. Yeah. Yeah, of course, Malkovich fakes his own death. I mean, he does a Vince McMahon, what he did in 2007. Because it's dumb, you know. It's like Malkovich is going to die in the opening credits. Yeah, this isn't Alien 3. What's the worst Nickelodeon show? One of them is uh Planet Sheen, cartoon wise. Live action, I didn't care for. I never liked School of Rock. I didn't finish that. I saw the pilot and then that was it. Now he's playing dead. I knew it because I'm like Malkovich was in the first movie. Why would he die in the opening credits? I know. I know he likes to play games, John Malkovich. I mean, they showed him more in the trailer. Why would he die in the opening credits? It's like in Mission Impossible 2 when they fake that Tom Cruise dies. I'm like, of course he didn't die. Ooh, a needle in the hand. And I'd rather see this movie any day over the last 8 Bruce Willis movies that came out last year. Why is your channel not meant for kids? Because I don't have kids and I don't want to do things to pander to kids because then they can't comment, you know? Just saying. And I had a loss this year. My grandpa passed away at 84, so but I got to know him at least when I was a kid, so oh trust me, I've been isolated for 2 years. That took a lot to my psyche. That's why when I go to the theater, I it's a gift because I don't get to go to the theater all the time. That's why with Multiverse of Madness, yeah, expect a review uh to a massive review on May 6th when I get home. Hmm. Of course, this blurb says hilarious, even better than the original. Well, some of the action is better than the original. I don't think the film is better though, because the villain is so predictable when you get to the third act. I mean, who did they cast? Anthony Hopkins. Because this movie is not meant for kids. A lot of the movies I do commentaries for aren't meant for kids. Do you think Paramount will make a Tales the Fox solo movie? I don't know because they're doing a Knuckles spinoff, and also the movie's going to get a third film with who is going to be there. With the Sonic 2, I'll eventually do a podcast for it when it comes out on Blu-ray or on cable or something or streaming. Because I did the first movie. Last year. You would think that Neil Madonna was going to be the main villain. I thought so, but I'm like, you cast Anthony Hopkins, and he usually doesn't play a good guy. Not in Transformers, but that movie was garbage. The Last Night. If he was the villain, it would have made more sense than having bad robots. Hmm. Yeah, he shoots some no blood because even though this is PG-13, apparently they don't want to show too much blood. But the Bond movies are PG-13 and had blood, and so did Mission Impossible. Well, most of them, especially Fallout. Fallout had a lot of blood in it for a PG-13. They don't have to censor it. You can show some blood. You don't have to show a head decapitated getting blown off, but you can show something. The first Red movie had blood in it. With the fight scene with him and Carl Urban, that was pretty violent for a PG-13. PG-13 does not mean it's for kids. I don't know why people think that, oh, this is a movie I could take my kids to. The Batman is not a kids movie. Trust me, I know. It's coming out on HBO Max next week. I'm seeing it. I'm not doing a podcast. The movie's way too long. I just want to sit through it once. That's all. I wish Josh was here. Torture? You mean like the Riddler with his duct tape? Because that's what he does. And they said, my kids could watch that. And yeah, if they want to grow up to be a serial killer, that's creepy. Because I'm like, Madonna just doesn't play a good villain. He's not a good villain in Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun Li. He wasn't a good villain in Arrow or whatever. He's just not. Even Willis played a better villain in other films. I guess you don't want to talk about Lambo Rock Strikes Back. I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to talk about him. There he is. Yeah. At least Willis was trying in this movie and physical. Yeah, retired guy. Yeah. See, they keep saying that in this movie. I know that's a silencer, but there's going to be blood. Even as Bloodshot, I didn't like his voice. On Deadshot, he did the voice of Deadshot in one of the DC animated films, which again, not for kids. Just because it's animated doesn't mean it's for kids. People got to know that. Animated does not mean that it's family friendly. I know because I've seen a lot of animated films in this decade that were not for kids, from DC and from Marvel, and also other stuff like anime. Pringles, product placement, yeah, in the middle of a fight scene. The YouTube channel Classic Film Collector 88 was talking about. Oh, because I haven't done an anime in a while. I'm probably going to do one in May for the spring because April I got a lot of things to do before we get to the original Star Wars films and uh, Species and a bunch of other stuff. I got to find a movie to watch for Independence Day. Because parents think that because it's PG-13 and not R, it's family friendly. No, it's a rating between PG and R, meaning that you have to use guidance to pay attention to what's in the movie before you take your children. Because I saw a parent bring their kids to Winter Soldier, and she walked right out when the Winter Soldier was going to stab Steve Rogers with his knife. Yeah, again, not a kids movie. Superheroes don't always mean it's a kids film. Trust me on that one. The DC Super Pets, that's for kids because it's animated and it's PG. But if it's R or PG-13, not meant for kids. That was awesome. He killed a guy with a chair. Sonic X or Sonic Boom. I haven't seen either one. Yeah, Nick was alive. Malkovich, of course he's alive. Here I am, John. Does Nightmare Alley look better than The Shape of Water to you? I don't know. I haven't seen the remake. It's a remake, so. Bombs away. Yeah, this is similar to the whole 10 yards when he doesn't want his wife to get in trouble, to get in danger. Well, it's kind of like that, except Willis is older here. Exactly. In the liver, ouch. Yikes. Superman or Batman? Batman every day because he's my favorite DC character. At least Willis is awake in this movie. Now we know why he did so many direct-to-video terrible streamed films too. Yeah, because his brain wasn't working as much. And I don't blame him. Old age is going to catch up with everybody, but I'm still young. I'm going to get this done. That's why people can't make fun of Willis anymore. Now, Will Smith, he has no excuse. He assaulted someone. At least Willis didn't do that recently anyway. Because he slapped somebody at the Oscars. It wasn't like his brain was messed up. He just wanted attention. Next time, here's the thing. Next time, talk to Chris Rock after the show and tell him, dude, never make fun of my wife again. You don't have to slap him out of the existence. Now he can't be at the Oscars for 10 years. Spiders! Did you play any of the Batman for the PS4? No, I don't have a PS4. The last Batman game I played was Lego Batman 2 on the Wii. I know you don't care, but my Princess Ronan turns 28. Yeah, I think she's a boring actress. I saw her in The Host, and I'm like, this was going to be Wanda in the MCU? No. Hell no. My Wanda is emotional and has a lot of weight to her. Saoirse Ronan is just boring. I can't even say her name right. Saoirse? I mean, I thought it was Saoirse. It's hard to say her name. At least Elizabeth Olsen. Perfect. A name you can announce. You can pronounce without any trouble. Because she's a bonus Olsen. There's the Pentagon, yeah. Also, 28. Olsen is actually older than her. Miles Morales and Michelle Jones' relationship. Well, they're going to meet in the next Spider-Man movie. We know Miles is going to be the next one. They've been setting him up for 3 films. They can't fail now. She's much better in Lady Bird and other movies. I don't care about Lady Bird. It's a pretentious art film, which is what every Oscar, Academy member wants to see. They want to see art. They don't want to see fun. Hey, Dune won 6 Academy Awards, and that was not boring. That was art because it looked beautiful and it had action and things happened in it. And the movie is just visually stunning, like everything, the costumes, the effects, the locations, the actors, mostly. I thought some of the actors are underused in Dune. Like Javier Bardem, I think could have been cut out just to save on time. The spitting scene was also kind of weird. When Jason Momoa spits, I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. I like these comic book transitions. Hong Kong, ooh. Yeah, there he is. Boon Hung Lee. I think he's Korean. Yeah. Because he looks Korean. Because Lady Bird, I know Laura Morano's in that, and I prefer her way more than Sochi. At least I could say her name, and she's much cuter. Yeah, they almost showed him naked. I'm glad I didn't see it. I didn't want to see Bung's hung. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's built. We get it. He was Storm Shadow, much better than in the freaking Snake Eyes movie. Because nowadays they're like, "Oh, you're Asian, you're the enemy." I'm like, no, people, get to know somebody before you judge them, especially Asians. You don't have to attack them from behind. You freaking coward that attacked Karen Fukuhara from The Boys. She was attacked for no reason. She didn't do anything. Lambo Rockstead and Almalin are not going to appear in the Cross of Spider-Verse. Of course not. It's an animated movie. There's a sequel to it coming out too. Art is lots of fun to me personally. You could challenge me to a round of indie films trivia and I could get at least almost every answer right. Yeah, but not every movie needs to be a drama and be 2.5 hours or 3 hours. Yep. He killed him with a piece of paper. Yeah. In Asian culture, they can kill you with anything. A chopstick, a sword, freaking stars, throwing stars. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you have to be afraid of them. I mean, I see Asians all the time when I'm taking the bottles. I mean, they're not my enemy. Mostly. At least they added some new characters here. Well, he's probably the best new character because he actually does something. There's a scene with him and a machine gun, which is awesome. Yep. Headquarters MI6 London. We're about 22 minutes into the film, yeah. At least Emily Blunt's not in these movies, thank God, because if she was, I wouldn't watch it. I saw Looper and I couldn't get through it. I mean, I got through it, but man, it was not easy. It would have been much better if she was never in the film in the first place. Thanks, Rian Johnson. See, that's why it's not for kids. A double salute for you. That's why I hate that guy, because he ruined Star Wars, he ruined Looper, and Brick I haven't seen either, and it's a trauma. There's Helen Mirren. She comes a lot sooner in this one. No, she's not doing it. She killed a body. She's trying to dispose of the bodies, excuse me. I like the comic book transition because they know that it's a comic. Have you seen Dougal? Oh no, I heard that it was a horrible animated film. Still an attractive woman, even in her 70s. Yeah, I said it, guys. Woman, keyword. That never changes, whether you're 20 or 70. If you take care of yourself and you're still a woman, you don't transition, because that's stupid. Look at that, he's slapping the guy. He's doing a Will Smith. He's slapping him again and again. Speaking of Rian Johnson, did you hear he was going to remake the Squid trilogy? Why? Why? You ruined it the first time. I mean, him and J.J. Abrams already had this it was pre-ruined when the pen hit the paper. I need to eat something. Get this orange Marvin. Yes, it is. Gun control, oof. That like people that are underage have guns sometimes because they can't deal with their problems. He doesn't want her to touch things because she's a female. It's like, oh, your delicate little hands are going to get shot. Do you think Sonic movies will be a trilogy? Yes. They already set up Shadow in the next one. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. It'd be remaking episode 8, which again, you would have to completely do an overhaul to make that movie even halfway decent. Because a 2.5 hour movie with gender politics and animal cruelty and all that, and no, I don't need that in my Star Wars movies. They're supposed to be in a galaxy far, far away. And your stupid topical humor ripping off the MCU, yeah. What's up? Red 2 is definitely a good sequel to the first one. Red is definitely one of my favorite action movies, and Bruce Willis and the rest of the cast were awesome. Yeah, I agree. They're very entertaining movies. They didn't bore me. And unlike recent comic book movies, it's not 2.5 hours long. Sorry, Hollywood, but you made this misconception that every movie needs to be 2.5 hours. No, sir. Sonic 2 was not 2.5 hours. It was an hour and 52 minutes without the end credits. That's way more lenient than sitting through a 3-hour Batman movie. I'm sorry. That's why I'm waiting till it's on HBO Max. That way I don't have to sit in the theater for like, oh God, can this movie just end already? Eternals was my breaking point. If a movie is that long, it better entertain me for 2.5 hours. So Multiverse of Madness has a lot of work to do. I already got my ticket. I'm going May 6th, 8:20 p.m. I'm ready to go. I'm diving right into the multiverse again. Just like Into the Spider-Verse and other films. I give Everything Everyone All at Once an A. I heard that it was weird, that it's way too wacky. I'm going to see it, but I'm going to wait a few months. Actually, I could see it in May. It's Asian and Pacific Islander month, so it's perfect for that. My favorite film of the year so far. One of the only cons to it is that it's 10 minutes too long. Yeah, I heard it's way too long. It needed to be under 2 hours. You don't need to make, again, not every movie needs to be 2.5 hours. You have The Batman and Multiverse of Madness is over 2 hours, and Secrets of Dumbledore is over 2 hours, and Jurassic World Dominion is going to be over 2 hours. I'm like, please stop making these movies so long. I don't have all day. Plus, you have to sit through 30 minutes of trailers, which I don't care about. Go see trailers at home on my TV. Murder. Yeah. Mirren's lucky she won an Oscar. She even makes fun of her Oscar. She does some self-deprecation in this movie where she pretends to be the queen. That's kind of funny, yeah. Because I'm like, yeah, again, guys, she won an Oscar. And she didn't slap anybody. She's burning the bodies with acid or something, or like bleach. You have to take chances. She's right. It's an awesome film, but not perfect. Parasite should stay the best reviewed movie on Letterboxd instead of that. It's a drama and it's depressing. Do you want to check out Bob's Burgers? I haven't seen the show, so I have to see the show first before the movie. Because The Simpsons, I had seen the show before the movie came out. Yeah, I like this line that John Malkovich says. Ouch. And he likes to make a scene. I'm going to see No Way Home later tonight. Yeah, Han. Not Han Solo. Sorry about that. Got juice all over. Hold on. Let me pause this for a second. I gotta throw this out. Yeah. What is it? I'm gonna assume that you disrespect Rambareff's opinion on Emily Blunt, said he likes her and you don't like her. Again, I don't care what he thinks. He doesn't watch my videos. He insulted me. You know what he did? He accused me of stalking somebody's channel. I'm like, that wasn't me. And besides, that guy's not even on YouTube anymore. This other guy's name was, well, I don't know. I forgot what his name was. It was some boring guy with a southern accent going, His name was John, not me. And they accused me of stalking his channel. I don't stalk people. I don't do that. I'm man enough to face you man to man. I don't have to hide behind a computer. Look at my face. You see me hiding my face? No. New Jersey. I don't need to hide behind a character avatar. My face is visible. What you see is what you get. Classic Film Collector 88. What do you think of The Legend of the Titanic? I haven't seen that. I don't like Emily Blunt. You know why? Because every movie she's in, she sucks in it. Every single one. Not just Live, Die, Repeat, but he just likes her because of that movie. I'm sorry, but making a remake of Groundhog Day and freaking The Matrix or something like that is not what I want to see. Like those suits are like mech suits from The Matrix Revolutions. Pooey. It's not meant for me. It had a premise that was done much better years ago. Hell, they did that in a movie back in the 2000s, Vantage Point. It was the same freaking movie. They do the same scene from a different perspective. It's a good-looking guy. Yeah, he's from South Korea, I believe, because they don't allow North Korean actors to act in movies because of how racist that country is. That's way more racist than China. That movie looks abhorrent, I know. I don't care what Rambarov thinks. You think I care about what he thinks? He bitched about the Infinity War and Endgame, and those movies are masterpieces compared to what he thinks. He wants every action movie to be old school. Well, I'm sorry, not every movie can be John Wick. I love John Wick. I think those movies are amazing. All of them. All three of them are great. But not every movie can be John Wick. Some of them have to be for kids. Is Blunt worse than Florence? Oh, yeah, by leaps and bounds. Mainly because she keeps getting casted in roles. She keeps getting cast in roles that I don't want her in. Yeah, that transition's cool. Now we're in Paris. My sister went there a few years ago because Blunt is worse than Binto because here's the thing. Binto did 2 movies and they knew she failed, so they're not going to put her in any more MCU movies. Look at the scheduling. She's not in Multiverse of Madness. She's not in Doctor in Love and Thunder. She's not going to be in Black Panther 2. She's not in any of the shows this year. She's not going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 or Guardians 3. So where's the badass Black Widow? Nobody cared. She failed. Blunt, they keep casting her in things, and I don't want it. She looks hot in this movie, I must say, Catherine Zeta-Jones. You're aggressive. And you're kissing her right in front of Mary Louise Parker. Yeah, if a gorgeous woman kisses me in front of my girlfriend, that's going to be weird. Yeah. He bitched about Parasite, one of the greatest films ever, and he bitches excessively on A24 because those movies are weird, and he doesn't like weird. I like weird. The thing is, sometimes A24 goes a little overboard. You had a movie with a lighthouse, and then you had that movie with the sheep. What? A24 is weird. It's like Blumhouse if Blumhouse was trying to be artsy fartsy. He bitches about everything. That's why I don't care about his channel anymore. I haven't watched it in like 3 years since before the pandemic because unlike some people, I have taste and I don't wear glasses. I can see everything. Yes, she is. Kansas, like Dorothy. And this is the first movie that Catherine Zeta-Jones did in a while. Yeah, she has bipolar disorder. Hey, every actor has something wrong with them in their brain. Jennifer Lawrence is much more attractive. No, she looks like a 16-year-old girl. I'm sorry. Attractive my ass. Natalie Lind is better looking. Look her up. She's a goddess compared to Binto. And she doesn't talk like this. Florence, you pain in the ass. Electric Dragon 505 channel. I haven't seen his channel. Just plug me in and I'll look for it. I just don't like British chicks. It's not for me. I said it. 90% of them. Catherine Zeta-Jones at least is attractive, and she's Welsh. Plus, I saw her at a young age. I saw her in The Phantom when I was 11, and I'm like, damn, that's a sexy woman with some dark hair. What's sexy about Binto, huh? Tell me. What's sexy about her? She's a pariah. Her and Emily Blunt are pariahs. I don't need them in my life. Oh, that's a cafe, yeah. Animat. Who's Animat? Yeah, I don't want to see Natalie Lind wasted in a movie because with Binto, I'm like, I saw her in Hawkeye, I saw nothing. I saw her in Black Widow, and she stole the movie from my girl, the real Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, there's David Thewlis. Of course, we know who he is. Wonder Woman. I thought his villain just kind of was weak because he comes out of nowhere. It's like she talks to him once, they have one conversation, and then he just appears out of nowhere. That was stupid. Yeah, he was in Harry Potter, the later sequels. I couldn't stand him in Dragonheart, man. He's just a villain that wouldn't die. He had more lives than a cat. Gotta wash these sheets later. They're all wet. I got juice all over it. Zeta Jones is really sexy. Yeah. She can sing and dance also. So I know people say she's weird, but again, bipolar disorder. I don't have that. A lot of people suffer from things that we can't see. Obviously. I mean, Will Smith must have been off his rocker to slap somebody in the face at the Oscars. Even if it was after the Oscars, it wouldn't have made sense. Animat is Electric Dragon 5505. I'll look him up after this stream. Mm-hmm. That was a good catch. See, yes, even in France, they know what a gun is. You don't have to translate that. People know that fear, danger. Why did they give the girls money eyes in the one scene in Turning Red? Because it's a stupid cartoon. The only funny line in that movie is "Auga." That was kind of funny. Why? Because she likes a boy. Again, at least that's the only sensible thing that Disney did. That she still likes guys. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock was something I didn't expect. Exactly. It's unpredictable, but was it necessary? No. They did that to boost the ratings. If I did that to the hobo, everybody in the world would be like, why did this guy attack this girl? What did she do to you? I was raped in the theater, okay? You don't rape me in the theater. I've never had any actress, no matter how good or bad, whatever, touch me, mentally scar me, you know? That's why I can't see the bubble, because she's in that movie. It's a cameo, but I don't care. I'm okay with the having anime eyes, though. And the Auga thing was funny, but it was kind of pointless to me. Yeah, because they have to show us that she likes this boy, that he's so boring. And I wouldn't show a kid Turning Red because it's not a kid's movie. And Shannon Elizabeth is gorgeous. It's a good stunt work. I think they shot the scene also in the same location as Hitman's Bodyguard because that's the same bridge from Hitman's Bodyguard. I noticed because it's a different director, but it's I think the same location. It's not a bad movie to me, but it's one of not one of the best in my book. I just thought Turning Red was disappointing. It could have been a classic if they had kept their agendas out of it. Talking about period blood in a Disney movie, yeah, I didn't want to know about that. It's not funny. It's creepy. Uh huh. I don't know why he did this. Round 2. That was awesome. He got hit with the car. Yep, Duelist, you're not invincible in this movie. Oh, excuse me. I don't. I would rather sit through Catherine Zeta-Jones's gorgeous ass in any movie, including Chicago, over Binto's This Day. What are you, Obi-Wan Kenobi? That you can possibly imagine, yeah. Yeah, and for some reason, Mary Louisa Parker kisses this guy. I don't know why. Yep. Thank you. That's a great line, yeah. Yeah. Keep Mickey out of this, Disney. You're not turning Mickey gay. You're not doing that. He's an American institution. Seriously. That's a great line. I got a great laugh in the theater. These old people saw John Malkovich say that. They were laughing their asses off. Look at that ass. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm a man, guys. I say that. I talk about female ass. I mean, like Eddie Murphy said in Vampire in Brooklyn, ass is good. Yeah, it is. A female ass, I'm not going to argue with that. No, she's not going to carve his face. She's not, what's his name? Victor Zsasz, from Birds of Prey. You ever heard that it needs a woman's touch? Yeah. Women are way more gentle than men. Men like to be rugged and angry. And why are you taking his glasses off? It's funny how Thulis had more dignity in this movie than Wonder Woman. I don't know why she's kissing him. The worst animated movie is Where the Dead Go to Die. I haven't seen it. I've heard it was horrible. You saw Thulis. He's blushing. Yep. Again, because it's a woman. I love this line, too. This line is great. For you, I'll help, of course. Or for a woman. Thulis is a man, by the way. Yeah, she kisses his hand. Watch. You can... Thank you. You can suck it too, Emily Blunt. You and Florence. You can suck it. That was a great line. Yeah, I agree, David Thulis. You're not wrong. Not every woman needs to be a model to be gorgeous. You just have to have estrogen flowing through your veins. And I'll bite. Trust me, I'll bite. Ah. Yes, her I'll help. I'm like, yeah, again, woman. Dean Parasite, he knows what a woman is. You know what Ryan Johnson thinks a woman is? A freaking bento that has a stick or has purple hair. What? Purple hair? Or a bento that's screaming and has a child with X-Men powers and Looper? That was never in the trailers. That's nice. Yeah, she also kisses some random Russian guy because that's her decoy that she tries to kiss a man to get to cause a distraction. You can suck it. I love that. That's a great line. She has great legs. That's why we need more Mary Louise Parker because I miss her. We haven't seen her in the film in a while. I mean, R.I.P.D. should not have been her last big budget movie. She's so talented and beautiful and doesn't have a damn accent that I have to go through to get, to get through a film. Plus, Zeta Jones's voice is nice and soothing. It's not ah! That's blunt. She sounds like you're smoking a blunt and you just lose your mind. Like ah! That's her in Looper. She screams half of her dialogue. It's painful. It's criminal. It is. It is a waste of time. He's petting her. That's cute. I like that. The chat's kind of dead now, but again, I started the podcast early because the movie's almost 2 hours. I can't love every woman in Hollywood. It's just not going to happen. There's some I love, and there's some I like, and there's some I can't stand. It's just my taste. That's all. I'm not racist. People think they're like, "Oh, you're racist." I'm not a racist. There's a reason for my actions and what I say. He has beautiful hair. I want to pet it. It's nice and soft, smoothing hair. Mm. Is that wine or grape juice? I don't know. Yeah, next time I have to eat something that's not so messy because I got orange juice on my screen. It's okay now, but I don't want to damage this computer. I've only had it for a few months. I guess the chat is dead right now. Yeah, because no one's on it right now. What is? But it's fine. This will be on YouTube later. So numbers. Yep, she drugged them. Yep, she's sleeping, and She's slapping him multiple times too, not just once. Yeah, we're gonna miss Bruce Willis, but at least he retired with some dignity. He didn't slap anybody on the way there, so I'm not gonna hold that against Will Smith. It's just he should next time keep your hands to yourself. Some people got to learn that the hard way. Harvey Weinstein, Roman Polanski, freaking Woody Allen, what's his face, Kevin Spacey. Yeah, keep your hands to yourself. Okay, there we go. Do you think Aaron Seltzer and Freeberg will make a scary movie spinoff of Buffy Gilmore? I know. Since Shannon Elizabeth is gorgeous. Yeah, I did a podcast for her movie Tomcats last year, and I had a ball. I got to see several gorgeous women in that movie, and it still makes me laugh. And it's a movie for what it is. It's a movie for its time. Nowadays, people like women. They're like women can't be sexy now. They have to be SJWs. Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong because I saw in Sonic 2, Tika Sumpter is still beautiful. Oh, they're being watched. This is the machine gun scene. Yeah. What's up, Iron Lantern? You made it halfway through. We're almost an hour into the movie. We still got another almost hour to go. Yeah, that gun just shreds through. No, Bruce Willis is still alive. At least we got that. You know. Man, that gun is ridiculous, man. Yeah, there's some good action in this movie. I don't know what people are complaining about. It's like they want everything to be a John Wick. Hintity hint hint. Deadpool was amazing. Yes, there's a lot of references because he does that. He breaks the fourth wall and he references other things. That's what Deadpool does. He's not going to be a deep character like, like some people think. This is an emergency. Yeah. It's fun. This movie's a lot of fun. I watched this in the theater in 2013. And trust me, it's a much better sequel than some of the sequels we got last year. Oof. Or in 2020. The few movies that came out in 2020 that no one asked for. I mean, one of the only good sequels in 2020 was Bad Boys for Life. Before The Slap, and also yeah, because Wonder Woman 84 had a lot of it had a lot of problems. It needed to be shorter and more action. This movie has way more action, and that's sad. This is a movie from almost 10 years ago, and it has more action than a comic book movie that came out 2 years ago. Okay. Now I could eat an apple. This is less. There's not a lot of juice in this. Here's another transition. England. Ugh. Yeah, it's painful. 90% of the casting decisions are made there. Blah. And 2013 was definitely a better year for films, even though the 2020s had some decent films. Yeah, theaters were open. Plus, she's not the villain in the movie. That's why. Is this movie R? No. It's PG-13. And has an equal amount of blood? No, it doesn't. It's PG-13 Iron Lantern. London. Oh joy. This is where Spider-Man Far From Home ended. Yeah, like I care. Those people are beneath us. I mean, come on. We won the war and they still won't get it? Come on. What if Liv Tyler played Mary Jane earlier in her career? I would love that. If she had, because she wore a red wig and she had her red hair in One Night at McCool's and she looked gorgeous. So yeah, why not? Yeah, there it is. Yep, this is yeah, yeah, yeah. This is self-depreciation. We know she played the queen. Deprecation. Yeah, deprecation. Yeah, so good, man. Nice. It's a nice nod. It's a nice nod. It's a nice nod to her Oscar winning role. So yeah, again, you don't need to take life so damn seriously. Oscars. Not every movie that's dramatic is gonna win. I mean, House of Gucci got nothing. All it got was an Oscar for makeup because Jared Leto's a cartoon in that movie. At least this movie's not as long as a Harry Potter movie. Because if it was 2.5 hours, I'd be like, no, get to the point already. And they let out Hannibal Lecter. I mean, what the hell did they expect? He's listening to classical music, opera, and he's writing on the walls. Yeah, total nutcase. hmm Who didn't see this coming? Who writes on the walls? Except for Shia LaBeouf in Transformers. It's funny because him and Shia LaBeouf did these god awful Transformer sequels. Dear fellow, yeah. I wish he would retire now because Anthony Hopkins has nothing more to prove. He's almost 90. Yeah, they did a Mandela effect. It's funny that these two actors were young like 50 years ago. No. Yeah, I think Anthony Hopkins is probably the most too talky character. Hey, Electric Dino 75. Yeah, you talk too much, dude. We get it. I'm like, okay, we get it. You won an Oscar, dude. We get it. He's Hannibal Lecter, just if Hannibal Lecter was 30 years older. Nightshade? Pipe? Excuse me. I like to eat fruit. Yeah, this scene kind of made me cringe at the theater. There has to. There's always a scene that could have been cut. I mean, he's writing on the walls, guys. I'm over here. You don't need to smoke. You're almost 90. Also, I like what they do to Papa John's because I hate their pizza. I can't stand their pizza. They tried to poison me. Yeah, he talks too much. Oof. You see why I'm not a bento? Yeah. I think I can mute this part just because too much talking. Thank you, Helen Mirren. Good God. I'm like, please just duct tape his mouth, please. I'm so glad he's not in the Batman. It's funny how Anthony Hopkins played Odin in the Thor movies, yet he was never Alfred in Batman. But maybe it's the best thing for us. The guy talks too much. That's all he's good at. Yeah, again, you talk too much, dude. Say things a little, a lot shorter. Not everything needs to be a monologue. You know what I mean? This is an action movie, not a freaking Shakespeare play. But Josh is not going to show up, even though the movie's we're an hour in. So we got 55 minutes or 54 minutes. Yeah. Almost an hour. I don't know what kind of drugs they gave Anthony Hopkins in this scene, but yeah, they easily could have cut, him out of the movie. Yeah, you didn't need 3 villains in this movie. You don't need Storm Shadow, him, and Neil Madonna. I'm like, the twist doesn't come out of it. I saw it coming, guys. When you cast an actor like this and you know that they played a villain before, it's so predictable. Here's the Russians. Yeah, shame on you, by the way. You know what they did. They're all white, so they fit there. There's Brian Cox. Yeah, he's in the film a lot less this time because he was doing Pixels. Oh, this is a meeting of the Hannibal Lecters. He's the original Hannibal Lecter from Manhunter, and he was in Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and Red Dragon. So it's kind of a meeting of the Hannibal Lecters. That's kind of cool. It is. Brian Cox and Anthony Hopkins. That'll never happen again in this lifetime. Yeah, I was Hannibal Lecter. Kind of cool. It's like in Kick-Ass, Aaron Taylor Johnson and what's his name? Evan Peters. They both were Quicksilver, and they're in the same scene together in the first Kick-Ass. So that's so weird that they played the same character, except Manhunter was one of the people didn't know it was a Hannibal Lecter movie. I think it was in the 80s. Yeah. When Silence of the Lambs came out, I didn't know it was a sequel back in the 90s because I was a kid and I didn't know it was a sequel because Manhunter came out before and not a lot of people knew about it. It flopped at the box office. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins made me cringe. This is why he doesn't do a lot of comedies. He's not good at it. Not everybody is. Moscow. Do you have a favorite Anthony Hopkins performance? No, not a big fan of him because in recent years he's done some terrible movies. Which Nostalgia Critic song do you use for your Rogue One rant? Oh yeah, Rip Off. It's not a song. It's just a quick thing. It's from see his review on Suburban Commando. It's like rip off. This is a rip off. This is a rip off. Are you kidding? Exactly. Rogue One was a rip off. Yep. Time for some martial arts in the movie. This is the second Asian to beat up Bruce Willis in a movie. First, it was Maggie Q in Live Free or Die Hard. You know, this guy could have been Ryu in Street Fighter, in a Street Fighter movie, because you could just have to get an Asian guy. It doesn't have to be Japanese. Just a really good martial artist that's Asian. Anthony Hopkins is definitely better as Odin. Yeah, but there's a reason they give it. They don't make him do the comedy because he's not funny. He's just not a comedic actor. I don't think of him as a comedic actor. Robert De Niro, yeah, or Jack Nicholson, but not Anthony. How come you never seen Apocalypse Now? It's very long, guys. I mean, the Redux is 3 hours and 15 minutes. That's way too long. I'm gonna wait till I see Multiverse of Madness and then I'll see it. Yeah, take that. That's for Ukraine, you assholes. Take that. Wow. At least Storm Shadow in this movie gets things done. He's not a talky guy. He's not Anthony Hopkins where he's got to talk so much, you know? He was good at Storm Shadow. I don't know why they didn't bring him back for Snake Eyes. I guess because they wanted to cast people in from the UK instead. Wow. That was impressive. And there's no blood because, again, it's a PG-13. If this is the Raid, there'd be blood all over the place. Did you see the Raid? Yeah, I did. Good God, that movie's violent. It's like really violent. Not just the gunshots, but also when he slices the guy's neck with a piece of glass. I was like, wow, this movie's too much. Yeah, I haven't seen the Raid 2, so I have to see that. But it's really long. It's like 2.5 hours, and I don't know why it's that long. It's from Indonesia, not China. Do you think the Godfather trilogy is overrated? I haven't seen the sequels, so I'll get back to you when I see Godfather 2 and 3. The first one is a great movie. It's just way too long. There's a third of the movie you could have cut out. The scenes in Italy, I think, could have been trimmed entirely. Spam. Inside Out or Big Hero 6. I like Big Hero 6 more. I like the cartoon, and Baymax is cute, and the characters are more memorable. Also, they're doing a Baymax cartoon animated series on Disney Plus this summer. I'm looking forward to it. Hello, I am Baymax. How may I assist you? I like his voice. It's very calm. We don't have enough calm things in cartoons anymore. Everything is loud and crazy, if you know me. Even the Bad Guys is coming out next week. It's crazy. Like, it's just a bunch of animals, talking animals that are not trying to be villains. Again, seen it already. At least Inside Out was still better than Turning Red because it was heartfelt and interesting, and the characters, the emotions actually had personality. No, it's not funny. Ha ha ha! I didn't laugh. Ugh. You don't want to know. One of the worst pizza chains everywhere. I hate Papa John's. Toy Story or Tangled? Toy Story. The Kremlin. Yep, they kidnapped the Papa John's. That's for making the worst pizza chain ever. Yep. I don't blame the employees. I blame the people that made the ingredients for that pizza place. It sucks. Toy Story and Tangled are both good. Yeah, Tangled is good. I like the animation. Rapunzel has beautiful blonde hair. One of his own, he turns on them. When Avengers Endgame came out, and then you wanted 9 months for Rise of Skywalker to come out just for the whole, but I guess you were not passionate about it, and if so, why? Because again, the movie was going to fail. We all knew that. It was damage control. How would you feel if Will Wheaton or Fred Savage hosted Blue's Clues? The movie's almost done. We're an hour and 10 minutes in. We got about 30 or 40 minutes left. Hmm. That was awesome. Yeah, see, even for an old lady, she can still fight pretty well. Yeah, who's Papa John's? You don't want to know. I hate that pizza so much. I hate it. I prefer Domino's. Even Pizza Hut is better, and that's barely around anymore. But Frozen and Tango crossover, they kind of did because in the first Frozen, Tango, Rapunzel makes an appearance and on a cameo, and she doesn't say anything though. He doesn't want her getting involved because yeah, this is the scene with a lot of subtitles. So I'll just see the chat. Yeah, there's a lot of movies that are coming out this year, and hopefully they're not too long because, like I said, what do you hate about Papa John's? It tastes horrible. I still miss Morgan Freeman in this movie. He didn't have to talk as much as Anthony Hopkins. Here we go. McDonald's or Burger King, either one is fine with me. He said, "Don't smile," because yeah, Mary Louise Parker she has a lot of personality in this movie, more than I could say with Vinto. She has no personality. She's supposed to be playing Russian, and she's a robot. She sounds robotic, guys. I don't know what people saw in there last year. I just didn't. I don't know. I was like, what did you see in her? Oh, she has the accent. Natasha could have had it. It's just Scarlett Johansson couldn't do the accent, and I'm glad she didn't. She embodied the character. She didn't have to sound Russian. Orello's Pizza and Little Caesars are definitely better. Yeah. Also like Steak and Shake. Yeah, any of those are still miles better. They're gourmet compared to Papa John's. I just gets it makes me sick to my stomach. I last time I had it 12 years ago, I was in the bathroom twice. It ruined my stomach. Why did they put a pepper inside of their box? That's stupid. Is Bruce Willis in this movie? Yeah, he's the lead in this movie. Because in Looper, he's not in it that much. He's barely in the beginning. He doesn't come until like almost 30 minutes into the movie. That's not what I asked for. I know Joseph Gordon-Levitt was good in the film. I'm not going to blame him. It's just that the movie was too long. It was almost as long as this. It needed to be 15 minutes shorter because Blunt did not need to be in the film. You could have cut her out entirely and just have the kid be, I don't know, a special kid like Baby Yoda. If the kid was going to have superpowers, you might as well just put aliens in the film. Would have made about as much sense as having a baby, a Spanish kid that screams and then he can lift heavy objects with his mind. I mean, it's like freaking X-Men. It looks weird. That's not the movie I was promised. I know. TMNT 2012 or Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Does it even matter? No. Yeah, she kisses this guy because reasons. Is this movie a strong PG-13? Well, mostly, yeah, but there's more blood in the first one. Yep, she has to kiss him. Watch this. Bruce Willis. Watch. What are you doing kissing? I know. She had to kiss him because she can't speak Russian. I mean, Mary Louise Parker is American. Days in the Kremlin. What are you doing kissing this guy? I love that. There's a Papa John guy. He's still locked in there. Good. Vodka. Petrovia. Just beautiful hair. Look, she let her hair loose. Toy Story and a Bug's Life crossover. I wish, but it's been so year, and this twist comes out of nowhere. I'm like, yeah, I saw it coming because Neil McDonough doesn't do anything in the movie. Like he shoots a couple of people in the beginning, and then he kind of disappears for most of the film because he was doing Arrow or whatever. I don't know at the time. You know, I'm surprised they didn't make him the villain in Transformers: The Last Night or Mission Impossible 2. Because, like I said, it's predictable. It's so predictable. It's like Tim Curry casting him in something. Yeah. Go this, put this like this. Yeah, it's better. Want to lie down a little bit. This comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, yeah, the first movie when Carl Urban turns on the team, when he helps Bruce Willis at the end, that's something I didn't expect to see. But here, it's like it's the same twist, except it's earlier in the film. Yep, and Catherine Zeta-Jones dies. When Palpatine was brought back in Rise of God, retconning the return, was the executive saying the people will remember this? Yeah, and they were pissed off because again, we didn't want that. If you were going to do that, you might as well not have had Snoke and just had the Emperor the whole time, or say he was a Force ghost. That would have made more sense than bringing some freaking zombified body from on a Game of Thrones set. What? The body was destroyed at the end of Return of the Jedi. He incinerated. The Death Star blew up. There was no way he was going to survive that. That was stupid, and I was going to hate that movie regardless because I don't like the hobo. Sorry, she's the worst thing in cinema. She's the eater of worlds. Colorado. Jolly good nothing. I don't speak like that. Yeah, it's a pointless twist that was dumb. You only needed one villain in this movie. You don't need three. This isn't a DC movie. Well, this is technically a DC movie. It's not a superhero. DC movie. You need one villain, one strong villain. You don't need three. Did you see Batman and Robin? Yeah. More villains doesn't mean a better movie. Yep, there's Helen Mirren shooting from a distance, just like in the first movie. And yeah, I know. Did you see the whole 9 yards said the same thing? There's nothing sexier than a naked woman with a gun. Yeah, that childhood will be brought back. So that's got to be getting butts in the seats. Although everyone hates these movies, am I right? Yeah, they do because they retcon. Yes, yes, like black stockings. Yeah, he's sniffing her thing when you got a foot fetish, dude, like Quentin Tarantino. Because the thing is that I didn't see. I knew they were going to ruin it when Luke was on the top of a mountain at the end of the Force Awakens. I'm like, there's something wrong here. Why doesn't he have dialogue? Oh yeah, because J.J. Abrams weren't paying him for any lines. And then the next movie, he throws a lightsaber. What were you expecting, people? What I was expecting something good, and it was not. Even Rogue One and Solo sucked, and those were spin-offs that had nothing to do with Force Awakens. I guess they weren't thinking. They didn't have a plan. Sometimes you have to have a plan. That's why Sonic 2 worked. It's like the vaccine. I got the vaccine, so I'm immune from getting that freaking COVID-19. Yeah, I had to get it 3 times to save my life. Why am I going to be afraid of a needle? Why? It's a needle that's going to help me. It's not going to drug me. Imagine if Thanos got back in the new saga of the MCU. Would it be the same as Palpatine in Episode 9? What new saga? You mean Phase 4? No, because he's gone. He got snapped away. They're gonna have new villains now: Kang, Galactus, Mojo. Different villains that we haven't seen yet. There's the Asian guy again, yeah. hmm And there's no subtitles. When they were speaking Russian, at least they put subtitles. Here they didn't. I don't know why. I guess because It's a physical fight, yeah. It's kind of like the one he had with Maggie Q in Live Free or Die Hard. Oh, this guy's fast. It's like Jet Li, but if Jet Li was Korean and not Chinese. Because, like I said, episode 9 was doomed. Once Colin Trevorrow was fired, I knew it was going to suck. Because I'm like, yeah, he already messed up Jurassic World. And I'm like, yeah. So you got J.J. Abrams back to do damage control because people that hated the Last Jedi. We're almost done, guys. I know the movie's long, but, I picked a lot of Bruce Willis movies that were almost 2 hours. See, he's a bloody mess, too. See, it's not a kid's movie. It almost has as much violence as an MCU movie or a DCU movie. At the time, DC did what? Man of Steel. Oof. I don't want to revisit that. That movie's so boring. Oh my god, it was longer than this movie, and it didn't need to be. Is Prince of Persia the opposite of Sonic the Hedgehog? Yeah, because it was boring, and they retconned the whole movie instead of making it fun. The first 15 minutes are completely pointless because once they use the Sands of Time item, they rewind the movie to the beginning of the film. So like everything that happened in the middle of the film meant nothing. Sonic didn't do that, or Sonic 2. You can't erase the movie what had that just happened. Yeah, trust me, I was hungry too. He's bleeding. You would think he would have a drink because when you lose blood, you get very dizzy. I know when I donate blood every year, they tell me to sit down and drink some water and eat something because your blood sugar has to go back up. It's John Malkovich's face up. She has a tattoo on her hand. Can you review Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed? I could. I think did I review it? I don't know if I did. I might have to this month, but not today because once I do a podcast, I just do a video the next day. Hmm. The hair, his beautiful hair. A white gun with a silver head. Yeah. If Here's the note, fellas: if you offer a woman a gun, they're gonna run from you, unless they're a cop or something. That is, since Sonic has super speed, what if Sonic does the same thing as Superman? No, I don't want to see that. Those two movies were fine the way they were. You don't need to erase something. You fake slapped her. She's so cute. Yeah, she's very, very charming in the movie because she's like he fake slapped her. No, she fake. This wasn't a Will Smith. There's a lot of slapping in this movie. I noticed. Yeah, so I guess Will Smith saw this movie a little too much. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Amy Rose. Yeah, they're gonna put Amy and of course Shadow, who they showed at the end. Don't let Kevin Hart voice him. I'm begging you, don't do it. I don't need Shadow to sound like this. No, I don't want to hear it. Get a badass voice. He's emo, so get a voice that works. They said Keanu Reeves would be a nice choice. Do not get Kevin Hart. I'm begging you. He already did some talking animals. Yep, she's stuck him with a needle. Oh my God, Project Shadow. Yeah, that was awesome. When I saw that in the theater, I lost it. And I've never played the Sonic Adventure games yet or Shadow the Hedgehog, but I know who he is. He's the darker emo anti-hero version of Sonic that uses guns. Yeah, so maybe the third movie will be either a PG-13. They should go for it. Why not? Why did they make Inspector Gadget 3? Because 2 got such a bad reaction, even though it's way better than the first one. Oof. That first one was painful. Iranian embassy. I would like to defect to Iran. Oh no, no, thank you. I don't go to countries, Arabic, Middle Eastern countries that are dangerous, that are war written. The film does drag a little bit near the end. I'll admit that. Like after the plane scene, I think the movie should have wrapped up and got to the third act. There's a couple. Oof. I would like to defect to Iran. No, I'd rather stay right here there because they can only even take showers. Wait, oh, my connection's unstable? That's never happened before. That's weird. Maybe it's that's never happened. It's probably the weather because it's going to rain later. Did you see Sonic Cartoons X? And no, I haven't seen them. Mm-mm, not yet. So that was the first time my laptop was unstable. That hasn't happened. It probably overheated. Mm-mm. Wow. Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Generations, but I did see the cartoon. Oh no, this is when the toilets explode. That's disgusting. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Ugh, blech, disgusting. Yeah, that's gross. I didn't want to see that. Even in the theater, I thought that was gross. Blowing up a toilet. Yeah, they did that in Sabotage as well. Mm-hmm. We're plumbers. If Jim Carrey is still doing Robotnik, because I heard he might retire, then I know what's going to happen to Sonic 3 since Knuckles is no longer Robotnik. Shadow's going to work for Robotnik. Yeah, he could carry the movie. I believe in him. I mean, Knuckles, I was worried, oh, Idris Elba's going to be Knuckles. Great. Now the movie's going to suck. No, he served the purpose and he did the best he could, considering I'm not a fan of that actor. At least he wasn't, pointless like in Finding Dory, that he played a sea lion, him and Dominic West. I'm like, you get it? They were in The Wire together. Ha ha ha. Pixar. They're a cameo that's completely pointless in the movie. And the movie's not even that long. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. Shadow's going to be a good character. Just cast him well because it's a guy, and they said, oh, it's emo. Yeah, he's black and I think like uh mostly black. Yeah, black and red. Yeah, it's like Darth Maul, but give him more dialogue. I just hope that they cast him right. Do not cast a Bento. I'm begging you. Don't get somebody that can voice act. Get the voice of Squall. I mean, from Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. You know, the remake or the Kingdom Hearts game. Just somebody that can do an emo voice that is badass because he has guns. Yes, in the game, the Shadow the Hedgehog, he has guns. Yeah, I think the third act of this movie does drag a little bit. I think you could have cut 10 minutes or. How come Sonic gets a sequel and Birds of Prey didn't? Because Birds of Prey flopped. Coming out during the pandemic didn't help. Plus, nobody liked Birds of Prey. I mean, people said they liked it, but there's no main villain that's a mainstay. Without Joker, it's like there's a piece of the movie missing. And the movie's not a Birds of Prey movie. It's just the Harley Quinn show and a gay black mask. What? Yeah, that's awesome. I love the scene in the car where she has both guns like this. It's pretty awesome. It's like very Tarantino-ish or Robert Rodriguez. Hmm. Or the late '80s, early '90s John Woo movies like Hard Boiled and the Killer. He does a lot of things with gun poses. I haven't seen Hard Boiled. I need to see it this year. I'll see it in May. It's Asian month, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna respect the Asian culture because some people don't. My gun. Yeah, the white gun that he gave her. That's awesome. See, Bruce Willis is not asleep in this movie. It's not his. It's he is in the movie, but it's an ensemble piece, which is nice because there's actors that can help him get through this. Where was that in his 85 movies that came out last year or earlier this year? There wasn't because again, even Cosmic Sin was a sin against cinema. Bollocks. That car is awesome. That blue car. Can you shoot? Yeah, that's a really cool car. I love the colors. Blue. Francis. It's almost 1 o'clock, so I'll just wash my sheets and then I'll take a nap later. I'm gonna see Spider-Man: No Way Home later. My mom hasn't watched it yet, so it's time for her to see it. Yeah, my thing was unstable. I'm like, it must be because my computer's overheating. I'll shut it off in a little bit, just for a couple minutes. I'll check out what was this guy's channel's name? Let's see. Rest in peace. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Watch slow mo. Yep, gun on left to the left and gun to the right. Uh, appear. Blah blah blah. Red two. Da, 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 da. Legend of Thing. Electric Dragon 505. I'm gonna look for him. Got it. Electric Dragon 505. I'll just let this rest for a couple minutes. Hey, Network 98, you just made it. The movie's in the third act, so how come? Yeah, Josh, I hope you get to see this later. So I'll post it on it'll be on Facebook. And it's good to see old actors doing some pretty awesome action movies. Because again, some of these younglings can't do it. You think Florence is going to get another action movie? She failed in Black Widow. That movie did not make $1 billion. It did not get critically acclaimed. Sorry, guys. It didn't win any Oscars. Even Shang-Chi and Spider-Man got nominations for best visuals. The effects in Black Widow, a lot of them look dated, even back in 2000, whenever they made that movie, 2019 to 2020. It just, some of the CG at the end look bad. And I'm sorry, you could have done a better movie if it was just Scarlett Johansson. We didn't need two girls. I'm sorry. It's like with Eternals. I didn't need a 2.5 hour movie that drags ass and has way too many characters. Don't worry, the next movie I'm doing a podcast for is going to be a lot shorter than this. So my thing is not unstable. It must have been because my computer's overheated. This was the last movie Willis did that wasn't atrocious. Yeah, one of the last ones that he starred in, because this was after A Good Day to Die Hard and after G.I. Joe Retaliation. Yep, they crashed the helicopter and it didn't blow up. $16 minutes. They survived this. Again, suspension of disbelief and all that. Was the gay black mask the same thing as Rose Tico? No, it's just that here, Rose Tico was just a forced character that they wanted to just throw in there so that Finn could have a character to talk to in the film. With making Black Mask gay was an agenda. They're like, you got a heterosexual actor, Ewan McGregor playing Black Mask flamboyant. I'm like, that's not the character in the comics. He's a ruthless killer. He's not, oh, what? No, that's not Black Mask. I'm sorry. Let's get progressive so people could like our movie. No, this movie did enough progression. See, there's an Asian guy and he does something in this film. He's not just the token Asian guy. What do you think is the worst Steven Seagal movie? That's a good one. There's a lot of them. The Foreigner is one of the worst ones. Oh my God, that movie was killing me. I was so bored. And that was like in 2003. And it was like, oh my God, can something just happen already? I would say Seagal's recent films, but I haven't seen his recent films from the past 5 or 10 years because he's fat now. And he thinks this is dancing. It's not. It's just a keto. Frankie? He's an old man, right? You could just gut punch him. It does. Even in an action comedy like this. She has a ring. She has a ring on her finger, or 2 rings. Yeah, at least there's no Red 3. They were going to do a Red 3, but then look what happened to Bruce Willis. They can't do it without him. It won't be the same. You can't de-age him or get another actor. It just won't be the same. I'd rather do like a Netflix series or something, or like an Apple TV or something, like a Red TV series, but with a different actor and do a different storyline. That would be cool. They did that with Jack Reacher and with Jack Ryan. What do you think Attack Force? Oh, that movie's horrendous. I haven't seen it though. Sniper Special Ops, I haven't seen that either, but I'm probably going to check them out for Asian Month just to make fun of them. I'm doing another hate commentary in May. Somehow. Yeah, the bombs on the plane. Yeah. Again, he didn't see that coming. Old fart. Yeah, Neil Madonna, even when he dies in this movie, it's underwhelming. He should have gotten. Yep. Yep. So Black Mass is gay when he's supposed to be a ruthless killer, like in the comics. Will he be making Slade the Titans gay? No. Of course, they wouldn't have survived the aftermath of that. But again, it's a movie. I can let it go. You didn't see that coming. You're an old man. I don't think anybody would. That's what she said. I'll let this rest for 5 minutes and then I'll go back on. Mm-hmm. Empty. Just like in Captain Marvel. No, not yet. A lot of these actors are still around. The worst Willis movie is Cosmic Sin. Hmm. John Malkovich is fun, yeah. Even as an old man, he can still act. John Nicholas, I don't even see. I didn't see it because it was on Netflix, and I'm like, no, I'd rather watch anything. This one they go to a Spanish country, or yeah. What if they did a Mario versus Sonic Dawn of Justice? Well, that was the movie, guys. An hour and 48 minutes, a little long. He's dressed like a Chiquita banana. That was fun. Red 2. Mama loves Mambo. There were people that clapped. Mostly a lot of old people saw this movie. It's a fun movie. If you've never seen it, it's on streaming. Okay, that's it for the movie, but it was fun. I liked watching this movie again. This movie was all right, better than the Cosmic Day. Well, this movie's a masterpiece compared to that. At least the effects look good. The movie looks finished. It doesn't look like a bad PS2 game from the 2000s. But yeah, this movie's very fun. If you've seen the first one, this one's a lot of fun. Screw what people say, oh, it's inferior to the first one. No, it's fun. It's got the same cast, and I think it holds up really well. And I think that these movies, they really need to make more movies like this because I'm tired of movies being taken so seriously and being 3 hours long. Some people said the Batman was good, but it's too long and it's so overly serious. And I'm like, we get it, DC. That's your cash cow. You don't have to, you can make it fun. You don't have to make it dead serious. But anyway, is there a Red 3? No. But I would, like I said, my suggestion, do a Red TV series. You can do it as a streaming series. It would work. You can cast another actor to play Frank Moses in a show because it won't offend the movies. The movies can stand on their own. And I like these movies. I really do. Thanks for watching. Take care. I need to take a break and I'll be back later. See you. See you, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace. And